People often ask me what is a suitable sweetener for just about anything, for baking or for coffee or for tea or for whatever they're making, a salad dressing. And so I often get copies of recipes and get asked to approve certain recipes. So I've got a couple of sweeteners here, so I just want to go over these. And just so you know, I don't really ever do Facebook Live. So if I look like I'm looking in the wrong direction, or if I don't seem to be doing this correctly, then it's just because I don't know how to do it yet. So I'm learning. I've got Swerve here, which is often brought into or often brought to me to see if it's okay. And then I have stevia in the raw, and then I have pure stevia. And you know, I'm just giving you my personal opinion on, and also just a little bit of experience on what I suggest for my customers and my clients that do my nutrition program. So if you're doing some baking and it's for the holidays, and you've decided that you want to be able to create a recipe that would be better for you than maybe a cherry pie or an apple pie or a big cake or a big cheesecake, there are alternative sweeteners that you could use to make it maybe less histamatic so that you wouldn't have such an allergic response to it. And there are alternative sweeteners that you could use that would make it to where your insulin would not respond as much as well. So I always suggest stevia because it's plant derived, so I feel like it's a more natural source. But the problem is that there are so many different forms of stevia out there, and so they typically add all of these extra filler ingredients with the stevia. So this is pure stevia, and it's the Now Foods brand, and this is a powdered form of it. And they make a liquid form. I don't have the liquid form because I don't personally care for it, but I have several clients that do like the liquid form. I just feel like it has kind of an alcohol taste to it, and it isn't my preference. However, again, I have several clients that use it and absolutely love it. So when I make a cup of coffee, I use this pure stevia. Now, if I was going to do some baking, or if I was going to make a keto dessert or some type of fat bomb, I would use this stevia because I just kind of like to keep it as basic and as simple as possible. I tried a recipe a couple weeks ago with the Swerve, and I gave it to a neighbor because I wasn't quite sure how they ate, and I didn't know if they would eat it with the stevia or not, so I used the Swerve. But what I want people to understand is that the Swerve is actually derived from corn. So one thing to know and understand about corn is that it's a high histamine producing food. So that means that it's going to cause an allergic response inside your body. But another thing that corn will do is it would raise your blood sugar. So the long-term effect from bringing something that's derived from corn is never really explained in all the marketing. It's always that, this is kind of the best thing on the market because you're not gonna gain any weight from it, and you're not gonna have an insulin response from it, so you can have as much of it as possible. But what I've found is that if my clients have too much of this, they start craving more and more and more sugar. So it's possible that this could cause you to want more. And if you're in keto, I believe, and again, there'll be plenty of people that will not agree with me, but I believe this could keep you out of ketosis at some point and keep you craving and have you overeating in the long run. So I always suggest just the pure stevia. If you are using a recipe and you're going to use corn syrup, or you're going to use a whole bunch of other sugars that you shouldn't have, then this would be a better choice than to have a whole list of sugars and food additives and just all this bad food. Of course, if you're going to have a big Duncan Hines cake mix cake in comparison to this with a little bit of pumpkin and some coconut oil, then by all means go for it. But if you're going to put this in something and you're going to have it 2 and 3 times a day, I think over time you're going to end up having a response from this. And again, you have to understand where food is derived from. So if it's derived from corn and you have an autoimmune disease or you have a sensitivity to corn, you're going to at some point have a sensitivity to something like this. And I know that firsthand because I live with an autoimmune disease. Now this one, again, doesn't mean I wouldn't suggest this, because if I meet with someone that's doing sweet and low, or if I meet with someone that's doing equal, then this is a great step down from those chemical-based sweeteners. But it's still not perfect because it has maltodextrin in it. And so on my Facebook page, if you just scroll down, you'll see I just posted about the Swerve, and then I just posted about maltodextrin. So you can have an understanding of what they're derived from. Again, this is a corn-based sweetener. So if you're not going to eat corn, then you wouldn't want to put anything that comes from corn either in your body. There are natural ways of getting it where you don't have the corn. So why not try something like this? I will tell you that this is strong and powerful. This comes with this little baby spoon in here. This is mighty stuff. So this whole entire bottle is about $30, so it's pretty expensive. So you're not going to use a lot of this. I always buy this at O'Fallon Nutrition, and then sometimes we sell it at the gym. This is Now Foods. They sell it at Whole Foods. They sell it at Fresh Time. And again, you're looking at a very small amount that you're going to use. So if you're testing recipes, you really kind of have to taste test as you're going along, and you just kind of have to put a little bit in and then take a little test of it, put a little bit in, take a little test of it, and kind of see what works best. But if you're comparing, having a store-bought pie that's made with corn syrup, brown sugar, high fructose corn syrup, all these different ingredients, then of course using something like this or using something like this is going to cause less of a response. But if you're looking into wanting to substitute a sweetener on a daily basis, then what you really want to do is try to consider using something as pure as possible. This really can make a difference in how you feel every day. And again, if you're dealing with an immune system issue, then you don't want to get your immune system upset. So you really have to start to think about foods that will be cross-reactive and that will cause issues. And that would be things like gluten, that would be things like dairy, that would be, any type of corn, any type of soy. So if you buy something and it has a secondary ingredient to it, take that ingredient and go out to Google, and all I did was type in, when I have those articles listed down, all I did was type in, what is maltodextrin? Is maltodextrin dangerous? What is maltodextrin derived from? And then I typed in, what is Swerve? Is Swerve dangerous? Just read those things. Don't take anyone's word for it. Take your word for it. Read it and understand a lot of these articles are just written in plain English. So this is what I do for a living. I teach people how to read these ingredients. I help people to understand that there are a lot of pitfalls out there. There are a lot of ways of making very simple mistakes and ending up unhealthy, even though your food is still bland. So if you're thinking about trying to get healthy at the first of the year here, and you're really thinking about trying to make a change with your health, and you're reading some magazines and you're reading online and you're trying some different recipes, and if you get to a point to where you just keep hitting a wall and you're not losing weight and you're not feeling better and you're still having stomach aches and you're still having bloating and you're still having headaches and all the different things that go along with that, you might want to really consider having something, someone actually work with you and instruct you on what makes the most sense. Some people would do okay with these sweeteners and not have an issue with it, but others won't. And so you should try to have someone that could kind of line those things out for you. And if you are currently working with someone on your nutrition and they're okay with chemical-based sweeteners and they don't really help you to understand what the breakdown of those products are, then I would seriously consider going into them with a list of questions and trying to get the answers to those questions. And if you're not getting the answers to those questions and you're still feeling bloated and you're not losing weight and your arms and fingers and face are feeling swollen, then you really need to try to work with someone that cares more about how you feel and less about how you look. Because if you focus on how you feel first, the health first, and you make that the priority, how you look always comes into play. And that's truly our focus at Integrity. That's my focus with the nutrition. So if you're looking to try to make a change with your health, we'd like for you to take a look at integritytraininggroup.com and get more information on what we do and how we do it, because we truly help people change their lives for the better, teach people how to eat, we teach people how to cook, we teach people how to shop, and we teach them to do it for a lifestyle change, not just for a quick goal or for a quick weight loss, accomplishment over the holiday. What if you started your holiday and you were able to hold what you accomplished all year long, and you're able to feel that great all year long? And what if you chased the feeling of feeling great and being healthy more than you chased the scale? Look for someone who motivates you to do that. Find a team. Find folks who will teach you the discipline to do that, to chase it all year long and to not just focus on what you look like, because chasing what you feel and how to feel better will change what you look like without even working that hard. Okay? It's very easy to be healthy and to eat great food, but you got to have someone that can teach you how to do it, and someone that truly believes and understands that the details matter. Ingredients matter. Macronutrients are important, and it is important to have a balance of macronutrients, but ingredients matter. So just because you know what your macros should be for the day does not mean that you shouldn't pay attention to those ingredients, because those ingredients will make or break how you feel every single day. And you may even lose weight when you're having those bad ingredients, but that doesn't mean that the inside of you is okay. So truly try to work with someone. Work with someone that will help you to feel great and to pay attention to those ingredients. There is a short little snippet out on our website at integritytraininggroup.com. And if you haven't ever worked with us, for the month of December, for just $250, you can get 4 personal training sessions and 1 hour-long session with me. And we've never done that before. I do a 5-month nutrition program. We've never made it to where you could do 1 session. So this is an opportunity to get started and to start the first of the year trying to feel healthy. And we have passion behind what we do. So I hope that you'll take the time to look into what we do at integritytraininggroup.com. But most importantly, I hope that you'll take the time to look at whatever you're consuming and read the ingredients, because that's what matters most. Thank you for listening, and God bless.